All right, my fellow Aries, this is going to be a message for us. You can also reverse this if you need to for cross watchers. Before I begin, I heard something about meadow. Meadow, or the meadow, or the meadows. I think meadow is a beautiful word. It's so pretty. There's certain words I look at and I'm like, man, those are beautiful words. Like rivers. Rivers is a beautiful word. There's so many though. But anyway, I got a front page and a back page of writing for us this morning. So I'm going to read a lot of it because I was really into this, and somebody's got a lot. They've got a lot they've been thinking about. Okay. So whoever is showing up here for the message today, you and this person have an extremely important connection. Like, it was no mistake you meeting one another whenever you met one another. Could have been recent, could have been something from a long time ago. It was no accident me finding you. It's a country song. We've talked about that recently. Exactly. It was no accident that you and this person met, or that you met when you met. This is a highly significant individual in your life, as well as you have been in theirs. And I think we're going to mostly talk about that because it's something that, unless this is reversed, someone is coming to terms with right now. About just how significant meeting you actually is, or was. I'm almost drawn to say that someone does, like already at this current moment, or at least they're starting to understand the role that you have had or that you have currently in their life. They're starting to see why they encountered you. It was to change them, to jolt them, maybe even for the both of you. One thing is for sure, they have been entirely moved since your encounter. You know, like when you meet somebody and you just can't stop thinking about something about them, something they've said. It just like replays over and over and over in your mind. It's like that planting a seed type thing. It's like that guy that was there when I was in recovery, when I was in rehab. On the third day was like the worst day ever. I've talked about this so many times, so it never gets old. I mean, it's something I'll remember forever. I really think he was like my earth angel. I'm not saying this is someone who sees you as their earth angel, but they could. They very well could. Either way, it's almost like maybe this person feels like now, I don't know if they initially felt like this because I don't think they did, but maybe they feel like it was just really interesting the way that y'all met, and how maybe even quick something was, or just how you're very important, okay, like in somebody's life, and they know it. You're important on their journey to this planet, their journey here, this lifetime. They were meant to meet you, and they're just figuring out why, whether it just happened or it's been a long time coming and they're just now figuring out why. Because the guy, I know it was a guy, I know he was there, I saw him, and I did take the medicine because I woke up on the third night of me being in rehab, and I was really sick, guys. Like, if you ever recover from alcohol or alcoholism, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but you have to be on medicine for it because that can kill you, and you have to be supervised medically, especially if you're bad off enough, and unfortunately I was. And so that night I got up, I don't know what time, early. I couldn't sleep because I was in a lot of pain, and my kidneys were hurting, and my face was extremely red, like very, very red. It was weird. It was pretty scary. So I went to the medicine, you know, like the medicine window when you go places and they give you medicine. And there was a guy there, and I hadn't seen him the whole time I was there. And I didn't see him again, actually, after that. And he gave me my medicine, but nobody was awake. Nobody was in the halls, nothing. And I told him, I was like, I feel really awful and I'm scared. I don't feel well. Makes me choke up. It's okay to get choked up. I mean, this is why I'm glad I don't drink anymore. I mean, it's not to bash anyone who does, do you. You know, sometimes you say things about your recovery and then people get offended, but that's just something that's on their own mind. It's like, well, what's that trying to tell you, you know, about you? But me, I I needed help, and I didn't want to drink anymore. You know, you're in a bad spot when you don't drink because you want to drink anymore. You drink so that you don't die. You drink so that you don't have seizures. That's when you know. So a lot of times when that happens, you get to a place where you're like, I don't miss alcohol. Why the fuck would I? I know what it does. Like, I know the end goal. I made it all the way down that hallway, and I don't want to go back down that hallway. So anyway, I met the guy and the nurse. He gave me my medicine, and I remember him saying, because I think I was just venting to him about a lot of things, and really, I mean, I was pouring my heart out to this guy, the nurse at the window, and crying, and I was like, I'm scared, and I'm disappointed in myself, and I've let my family down and everybody down, and I didn't handle my trauma well. I didn't handle it at all, and I'm angry, and I fucking hate people, and I wish that I wasn't even here. I wish I could start over in life. Like, I was just saying everything, you know. And I remember him saying, which is the saying that I've heard. I don't know who originally said this saying, but I'd never heard the saying before he told me. And I looked it up when I left that place, and it's a real saying. But it says, what other people think about you is none of your business. What you think about you is everything. At least that's how he worded it to me. And I remember being like, wow, mic drop, just like the whole energy shifted. And it stuck with me. That type shit's what I'm talking about there. There's something maybe you said, or even just your presence in someone's life. I'm telling you, if you think you didn't plant a seed, whether you said it directly to them or indirectly and they heard of it, you planted a seed. You planted more than a seed. And at first, it might not have been one that really set well with them. I mean, I really wasn't feeling well that night, so I don't remember how it set with me. Maybe I got irritated with them at first. I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is it made a huge impact on me, and I remember it to this day. Well, anyway, the next day I woke up and nobody knew the guy's name. They said they didn't have a night nurse. That was a guy at the medicine window. And I'm like, yeah, you did. And they told me that it was somebody else because they saw on the paper, you know, you have to sign off on that stuff. They saw that I had taken medicine at a specific time. I definitely went to the window. I walked down the hall and took the medicine. I wasn't hallucinating. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, was I? Because they said there was no guy nurse that night, and I never saw the guy again. And I described what he looked like and everything, and they said, we don't have a nurse that looks like that here. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, I thought people were messing with me, but they said they didn't, and that it was not a guy who gave me my medicine or some shit like that. I don't know. It's getting really faint to me now that time's going on, but a guy gave me my medicine, and he said that to me. And I slept well that night. I went back to my room, and I fell asleep, and I had a great time the rest of the time I was there. That was the only night that was really awful. The rest of the time was nice. I even enjoyed meeting the people that I met there, you know, like everybody was there for different, I guess, addictions and different issues and problems, but I enjoyed the majority of people that I met there. Like, they were all really interesting, and I like understood them, even though we were all different in our own way. I got them and they got me, and nobody was there really kind of judging each other, I don't think. I mean, there were some people that were kind of questionable as far as maybe made you feel a little uncomfortable, but for the most part, nobody was judging each other. We all knew, hey, you know, nobody's better than anybody. We're all struggling with something. So I say that to say there's something you've said, and not only what you've said, it's how just your presence in general, like the way that you showed up in someone's life and the timing. You have no idea how important the timing is. You don't know what somebody was thinking, what they were going through. Maybe even they didn't know that they needed you at the time that they encountered you, whether it was a long time ago and they're just now coming to terms with the fact that you probably were an important role in their life, very significant, and you were there to change them as well as it changed you. But you've been seeing it, they are just now realizing it. Or if this is something very new that just happened, or something that's about to happen, maybe this is foreshadowing, someone's going to realize, currently right now realizing, oh wow, maybe I did need to change a little bit, or something like that. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, they've been moved since your encounter. Since having met you, no matter how long or how recent, they are aware this was no mistake, waste, or coincidence. Like, if it's a person from a while ago, they might have thought at one point, what a waste having met Aries or Crosswatcher, like all that time wasted. And then now it's just coming to fruition why they realize the importance of why. This could also be reversed. This could be you realizing it. Okay. The timing couldn't have been any more appropriate. Some of you, this just happened though. Okay. Though at the time, they didn't even know it. They didn't quite perceive it this way. They might have even not known how to take you at first, whether it's something that's happened a while ago or something that's currently happening, recently happened, or will happen. Somebody did not know how to handle you at first, or take you. I don't know why I said it like handle, but maybe, yeah. They might have even not liked you after a period of time, or if it just happened, they might not have known how to take you up front. And then after a little bit of something, they might have been like, I don't know, there's something about, but it's because, well, we'll get there. I wrote it down. This individual has gained some sort of enlightenment by having met you. Maybe it's even the same for you, or it will be perhaps. They're feeling things again. So this is somebody who was quite shut off. And by having encountered you, or by some sort of experience with you, and since having met you, or since having realized the importance of when they met you, it pricked them in some way, in a way that they needed. It's like they needed to let that pressure out, that energy out. Yeah. It's like when a limb goes numb from sitting on it too long and you have to wait for the feeling to return. Think about it like if you sit on your hands too long. I mean, most of us don't sit on our hands. Or like if you have your legs crossed too long, then you move your legs, especially as we get older, you know, your legs start to go numb. You start to get, what is that? You say, my foot's asleep, or my arm's asleep, my leg's asleep. You know, if you sleep the wrong way, your arm gets asleep. That's what I'm feeling here. But it's like that feeling, and then when you start getting the feeling back in it, it's like relief. Reprieve. Someone is feeling a sense of relief, or they will be feeling a sense of relief once they're open, and no sooner than that, but once they're open to realizing that encountering you was for the positive, vice versa, right? They may be even seeing what you mean now, maybe seeing what you mean by something you said. They see it now, whereas initially maybe they didn't see it. They see what you mean now. They see where you're coming from. Or this could be they're seeing what you mean to them now. Okay? For some of you, it's possible someone may want to explain something that's been on their heart. This is heartfelt and sincere, and they hope it sheds light on some things. For others, something about the way they're seeing things now has shed light on things. So either someone wants to explain something that's been on their heart, and they hope that that sheds light on why they've acted a certain way or haven't. Okay, they may want to shed light on something, and I don't want to say use excuses. I don't think these is excuses. I think someone wants to really, like, honestly be vulnerable with you, okay, about a decision they've made or they're currently making, so that you see where they're coming from, because they mean it from the heart. Like, it's heartfelt. It's not anything cruel or mean. It's just very pure and genuine, okay? Or something about the way they're seeing things now is because of the way you have shed light on something. I hope that made sense. Some of you, if this was something that you've already, like a person you already met, I don't know how long ago, but you have some history there, this was a very difficult connection. Whether it was difficult because there was a lot of drama, or there was a lot of betrayal, or it was just like very difficult to keep the connection going. It was almost like a misfire, like a fuse was going out, and was like sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. And there could be that situation here. For those of you where this is someone newer, where there's like no real history between you and a person, even they had some struggles with how they viewed you initially, but something is causing them to quickly rise out of it. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. Let's say you just met 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. It's pretty recent. You know, initially it might have been like, oh, cool, Aries or cross watcher, right? But then something, I don't know, It could have been anything. Made them pause on you. Maybe even judge you a little bit or jump to conclusions in regards to you. But something kept them seeking, something kept them listening, something kept their eyes open on you in the situation. And the more that their heart was like forced to open, or the more either it was forced to open, like the universe did it, God did it, or they were willing to keep it open, that caused them to see something that they didn't see initially. And what that's doing is, we're going to get into it. I know I keep saying that, but it's because I wrote it down, so I don't want to repeat it again. I know I end up doing that a lot, but yeah. So someone may have viewed you as extremely sharp or even harsh, cold, egotistical even for some. They may have even like assumed you were egotistical or like cocky or proud or bitchy or cruel. I don't know. It could have been anything. It could be a number of things. That's going to be different for everybody. I'm not saying you can't be, but I'm not saying you were. I don't know. I don't know the situation. Either way, they viewed you wrong initially. But perhaps, here's the kicker, perhaps they're starting to realize that what they presumed weakness that they were observing in you, some sort of weakness, even if the weakness was a strong bitchiness or strong assholeness, if that makes sense, it's still, they deemed it as a weakness of yours. Okay, but listen, what they are realizing is that something that they presume to be a weakness of yours is actually a reflection of their own weaknesses, their own image they were projecting onto you. It's something that they themselves have. Yeah. Ultimately, someone may want to resolve something with you, especially if there's a history here. But even if not, I mean, if this is even someone entirely new where there's no history, I still think they want to, well, I don't know if it's resolve anything with you, but they realize that your arrival in their life has prompted them to resolve some internal issues of their own, perhaps. Okay, it may not be something they're wanting to resolve with you, but something that meeting you caused them to resolve in themselves, okay? Completely unrelated to you. And perhaps grow closer to you because in a way you unknowingly helped them. So a bond is going to, or has the potential, as long as you're open, and that's up to you, to deepen here due to someone being enlightened now. At least in some area, something's being, the veil's being lifted in some area where someone's realizing some things. Not just about the truth of you, but the truth of themselves and the importance and significance of having encountered you in this life, whether it was recent or a while ago. Or this is entirely reversed, and this is something that you will realize. I think it's both. I think it's both. I don't think it's one-sided at all. Even if you may realize and have an awareness about the significance of another person, having encountered them in your life, and not necessarily whoever this is, it still somehow connects, you know? But I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.